battle for the 2016 AMA Pro ATV Motocross Championship is not over yet. Last race at Redbud, four-time and defending national ATV motocross champ, #1 Chad Wienen, took advantage of a crash by Joel HETRICK and then made the move on Jeffrey RASTRELLI to take the first moto win. It looked like the title was on lockdown, but HETRICK dug deep in Moto 2, getting out front early while the rest of the pack battled behind. The number 88 took the overall win at Redbud and salvaged his championship hopes. Today, the rough and tumble Loretta Lynn Ranch awaits. Can HETRICK keep his run going? Find out. AMA Pro ATV Motocross is next.
This is it, the big daddy of ATV motocross racing, Dirt Days from Loretta Lynn's Ranch in Hurricane Mills, Tennessee. Normally this is our championship finale, but this year Loretta's the next to last round of the 2016 X-Prox AMA ATV National Motocross Championship presented by CST Tires. And as always, we have classes for amateur riders, young kids on minis, all the way through vet classes and in between our top pros. Also the 88 Live to Ride auction and a spaghetti dinner. Live to Ride Foundation helps offset some of the medical costs for riders that get injured at the track. All in memory of Matthew Bartosik. There's Joel HETRICK, who actually runs the 88 in honor of him. Other superstars here, you got the multi-time champ, the Ironman John NATALIE, Josh Upperman's Root River Retro Machine, Cody Jansen and his crew wrenching, Ronnie Higgerson, Nick GENNUSA, a couple of the young up-and-coming riders there. Hey, GENNUSA. Then David HAAGSMA, the 422, has been podium material a couple times this year. But speaking of podiums, Jeff Rastrelli has been Mr. Podium as of late.
Jeffrey Rastrelli here at Loretta Lynn's MX, coming off a podium at Redbud. It was definitely a good round for me, and getting ready for this heat was a little tough for me, not going home to Florida every round, but I think we got it covered, just being used to it, just growing up in it, really, just living my whole life in Florida, and it's really, really hot and humid down there. And you know, you'll do a jog with a sweatshirt, or you know, do a moto with a sweatshirt or something to get ready for the heat and some of these other places. But you know, I think I'm prepared no matter what, and looking to come out here with a good finish.
Also needing a good finish, the 88 of HETRICK, who won our last race at Redbud, but he needs another win and some help in the points to try to catch up to Chad Wienen with just 4 motos to go.
It's kind of different being here with this not being our last round. We got Soaring Eagle another 3 weeks after this, so it's a points-paying event. So we'll have to keep on trucking and keep working hard for that. You know, it's always cool to be down here at Loretta's. It's always hot, so we did a lot of heat training and a lot of training in general for the humidity and just riding on the bike in the heat at home with hoodies on, doing whatever we could to prepare for this weekend. It's going to be brutal, and you know, the track's looking pretty rough today. Put some sand on it. It's holding the moisture well. We've got a couple rain showers every once in a while, but you know, it's still looking good, and I'm excited for it.
Well, you're going to see exactly what these riders have to be excited about qualifying from Loretta's after this. It's ATV Motocross Dirt Days.
ATV Motocross Racing brought to you in part by Prox Racing Parts for all your hard parts needs, and by RockyMountainATVMC.com. Get ready. AMSOIL, the first in synthetics, and by CST Tires, where passion meets the ground.
Let's let it rip here. ATV Dirt Days, time for qualifying. We'll set these boys out on the track. They'll learn the track and also show just how fast they can go, competing for the ATVRiders.com Fast Qualifier Award. There is your defending series champ, Chad Wienen, trying to lock down title number 5 this year. 22-point lead coming into this event. There's Joel HETRICK, the rider that's 22 points down, hoping for a break, hoping for a mistake for the point leader. Rastrelli and Upperman pushing the limits of what you'd expect racing-wise in qualifying. These two are lightning quick when they get out on the track, so no reason to hold back. Don't forget about that guy, HAAGSMA, the 422. He's a real spoiler. Never count out the lucky number 13 of John NATALIE, who knows his way around this track as well as anyone. Nick GENNUSA, hey! Ronnie Higgerson, the famous 10 Commandments, a very difficult and technical section on this track. Throwing it sideways over the tabletop. Silas Lammons following him around on the 32. 209, Brett Busick. The 25, Cody Jansen. Around the famous billboards. Yeah, lots of famous terrain in this track. 77, Nick Moser. 38, Sam Rowe, another one of those retro 250R looking Honda 450s. How about this? Wienen, 5th time this year, he will be your ATVRiders.com fast qualifier. See him being visited by Donnie Luce, the bigwigs from Yamaha here to see this man try to lock in another title.
All right, making it down to Loretta's here. This is usually our last round of the year, and this year it's actually the second to final round, and it's a little bit weird not having the finale here this weekend, but I mean, the racing is going to be intense. I mean, last race at Redbud was really good for us. Good points day, and last year we took the win here, so we're really, you know, focusing on that. You know, it's been able to train in some warmer weather, and you know, back home it gets nice and humid up there, and we're going to focus on just getting good starts this weekend and ride my Yamaha and just have fun. And if we get a couple good starts, we're going to go for wins, and you know, we're just going to play it cool otherwise. So we're just going to do what we got to do to give ourselves a good opportunity to go get this championship in the next round, and you know, try and seal it up at the final one.
Yeah, consistency has been key. We'll see if he can survive. We'll be racing after this.
ATV Motocross Racing brought to you in part by Prox Racing Parts for all your hard parts needs, and by RockyMountainATVMC.com. Get ready. AMSOIL, the first in synthetics. And by CST Tires, where passion meets the ground.
Get your Yamaha headphones or any other brand on. It's time to focus on the sweet music of racing as X-Prox Moto #1. About to come your way here on MavTV. It's the ATV Motocross National Championship. David HAAGSMA will run the Rocky Mountain ATVMC onboard. 30-second card about to go sideways. We'll see how HAAGSMA and the rest of the field play it. What a start from John NATALIE, are you kidding me? The Baldwin Motorsports machine rockets out of the gate. That was a no-doubter. SSI Decals HOLESHOT award from him, and some battling here in the sand. Nice job by Wes Lewis. Shout out to Quadified and 4Works helping him out. Joel HETRICK now to second and immediately putting pressure on. Oh, and stuck. That is Chad Wienen on the left side with Jeff Rastrelli. A rare error for your champ. But the first laps of these races are often chaos, and he has got his work cut out for him now. If he can even get unstuck from Rastrelli, they're going to have to mount an incredible comeback. And meanwhile, look at this. HETRICK wasting no time. Outside to inside of this next corner, and he might have NATALIE already. Well, that looks like more like a TT run as he was down the inside of that sand section and just blowing up the berms. NATALIE trying to get the 88 back, but that was some sort of intensity from the young man out of Pennsylvania. So the Liquid Wrench Maxxis Honda into the lead. HETRICK followed by the Baldwin Motorsports Fly Racing machine of NATALIE. And HAAGSMA has climbed up to third. So nice job by HAAGSMA to get right in contention here. He has 2 overall podiums in his first full-time season in motocross. Came from the off-road circuit, the work scene. There is Lewis battling it out with Ronnie Higgerson behind the billboards. And everyone behind Joel HETRICK, including Wienen, who is behind, well, nearly everyone. 15th place. I cannot remember the last time we've seen Wienen back there. And Rastrelli pretty far back as well. So this is the opportunity that HETRICK has been waiting all season long for. He finally has the chance to make up some points on Wienen. This will be a nerve-wracking moment for the Wienen Motorsports Yamaha crew, cheering their guy on, as he's got to try to minimize the damage as HETRICK gets away. We mentioned the points lead, 22 points. If it ended like this, 15th place, he'd score 6 points. 25 would be scored by your leader, HETRICK, and it would be nearly tied at the end of this moto, but plenty of time. And look at the champ go to work. I love to see these opportunities for Wienen to really uncork it. He's so good at managing a points lead these days that you don't always see him hanging out, but he's got an edge. He's going to need all of that right now as UPPERMAN and Lewis continue to battle it out inside the top 5. And here's HETRICK trying to get away. HAAGSMA working on NATALIE. This is what we call the long short shoot. And that's supposed to be a straightaway, but it's practically become a whoop section now. It's so rough. We had a full week of racing for the bikes at the Amateur National Motocross Championship. and a healthy dose of rain as well. So all those bikes made this track very rough. Some more rain before this made it even rougher, and then you add in all these quads for dirt days, and this thing is beat up. That's the way these guys like it, though. As HAAGSMA and NATALIE continue to duke it out, and HETRICK continues to pull away. Keep finding this battle for second best race on the track right now. Everybody able to get that tabletop-like triple, then doubling up, now into the billboards. Oh, NATALIE pushing the front end on the entry. I thought he was going to go wide. HAAGSMA is really trying to force the error. But so far, NATALIE, who is always stingy with the positions, very hard to pass, not making it easy to get around. Looks like HETRICK has maybe backed it down just a touch now that he's got a solid lead in this moto. Look at NATALIE, man. You can put the heat on, and he is cool under fire. He's actually got a couple of quad lengths now between himself and HAAGSMA. We catch back up to WIENEN, who is already up to 6th. Well, so much for the massive points gain that HETRICK could have gotten out of this, but it's still going to be pretty good points. These guys have been tying at a lot of the races, splitting the moto wins. HETRICK has more overalls this year. In fact, he had a 5-race win streak at one point, but he did not make up much ground in the standings with the 2-moto format because WIENEN has won the first moto a lot, and then HETRICK squares him up in the next one. And speaking of squaring up, HAAGSMA able to make the move on NATALIE for second. We'll see if he can maybe try to put a little heat on HETRICK. It's going to be hard to do. Whoa! WIENEN around the outside, making a move on GENNUSA. He's to the top 5. What a comeback for the champ.
ATV Motocross Racing brought to you in part by Prox Racing Parts for all your hard parts needs, and by Rocky Mountain ATVMC.com. Get ready. AMSOIL, the first in synthetics, and by CST Tires, where passion meets the ground.
Critical juncture in this race right here. Jeff Rastrelli, our Rocky Mountain onboard. You see he's tangled up. This is lap 1 with Chad WIENEN. They were last and next to last. WIENEN has come all the way back to 5th now, and he wants more. Trying to go around Josh Upperman. He does it the hard way around the outside, and he makes the pass happen. Unbelievable. He was 15th at the end of lap 1. 7 laps later, he's into the top 5. Now here's Rastrelli trying to follow him through, and I think he did just make the pass on Sam Rowe to get to 6th. And if you're Joel HETRICK's crew, you have to be saying to yourself, what does it take to make up points? WIENEN is now closing in on the 3rd place rider, John NATALIE. This is unbelievable. He's got a shot at the podium and takes the shot right through the inside. And you might say to yourself, why do you go wide there if you're NATALIE? Well, it's hard to get to that inside line, to make the thing stick when you come into a corner and a section that fast. Plus, it's rough down there. And that's just skill that WIENEN is able to utilize, make that pass. And I'd say a little bit of just desire also. He is a man on a mission. He knows he cannot give HETRICK any points. So every position counts. Oh, HAAGSMA almost lost the back end and then looks over and he sees the champ right there, and again, powerless to stop him down the inside, and Chad WIENEN has gone from next to last to 2nd in this moto. I guess you could say next to last to next to 1st. So if you're HETRICK, you probably don't even know about the first lap tangle up for WIENEN. You're going to win the moto and say, oh, the guy got 2nd again. I can't make up a bunch of ground in the points. And the crew is going to say, Joel, it's even worse than that. He was way back, and he made up all the positions. And there'll only be 3 motos left after this one. That might have been the golden opportunity for HETRICK to make up ground. Happy with the moto win, I'm sure, but he wants more. He'll have to try to repeat it in Moto 2. HAAGSMA, another podium moto. NATALIE and GENNUSA top 5. We get ready for X-Prox Moto 2. Quick turnaround. Track going to be rougher. Temperature's going to be hotter. And these guys already a little bit fatigued from the first race. HAAGSMA, again, will run our Rocky Mountain ATVMC.com onboard. Oh, he got the start this time. SSI decals, HOLESHOT award to HAAGSMA. Remember, it was NATALIE out of the blocks big time in the last one. Now we'll see what HAAGSMA can do. He's got HETRICK on the outside. Inside is WIENEN, crossing each other up. Can the 4.22 run the pace? He's been great this year with the podiums and top fives. He would love to win a race, though. This is the chance. He's actually the teammate of HETRICK on the Elka suspension liquid wrench Honda through Storyland, headed to the back. And then a quick series of left-hand turns, and they're headed back to where the front of the track where the spectators are, the starting line. And what a battle we have. HETRICK behind WIENEN. He has to make these passes. He has to make up points wherever he can with time running out in the championship. Nice move around the outside. WIENEN gonna go to the lead, and he makes it stick by carrying the momentum wide, even looks over his shoulder. He's dealing with a little pressure from HETRICK, and you know he didn't want that. Now RASTRELLI we're on board with. He's trying to get NATALIE just a few spots further back from that battle for the lead. So RASTRELLI making passes, but it's Chad WIENEN in the lead. What a difference a moto makes. Next to last of lap 1 of Moto 1, leading here lap 1 of Moto 2. HETRICK pouring it on. You don't need to put the pit boards out to tell him what to do. You've got to get HAAGSMA, stay with WIENEN and try to make the pass, but HAAGSMA's been so fast this year. We'll see if he can hold it around the outside. He'll have a good drive out of this corner. HETRICK's trying to edge over enough to cut him off. And it worked. He managed to keep HAAGSMA on that powder on the outside and the rough stuff long enough where he couldn't use the outside for momentum. But look at RASTRELLI in fourth making a charge. But it might just boil down to these two. It's the way it has been the last few years. RASTRELLI has done well to get some podiums, as has HAAGSMA. You still have your veteran contenders like NATALIE, UPPERMAN, and some others in the mix. But it has really been the HETRICK and WIENEN show the last few years. WIENEN on the Walsh Racecraft, WIENEN Motorsports Factory, Yamaha Fly Racing, SSI decals. Machined with the Fly Racing gear, trying to hold off HETRICK. And still on board with RASTRELLI. It's a duel of the onboard cameras, RASTRELLI and HAAGSMA going at it. You see them right there, third and fourth. Cool little camera angle there on the inside. You hear the low RPMs. They roll through the center of the corners, to borrow a NASCAR term. RASTRELLI, he's not rolling at all. He's pitching around the outside, and is up to third. He was 7th in Moto 1. Oh, HETRICK trying to make the move on WIENEN for the lead. Heating up here at Loretta's.
ATV Motocross Racing brought to you in part by Prox Racing Parts for all your hard parts needs, and by RockyMountainATVMC.com. Get ready. AMSOIL, the first in synthetics. And by CST Tires, where passion meets the ground.
So Joel HETRICK, a command performance, getting around Chad WIENEN and getting away. And you have to wonder if you're seeing the all-out effort from the champion WIENEN right now, or if he's playing the strategy game and saying, you know what, I'll let HETRICK get another moto win, take the 1-1 today. It'll cut the points lead down to, I believe, about 16 points when this race is over, with 1 round remaining and 2 motos in it up in Michigan at the Soaring Eagle Casino. Oh, look at this guy. Nick GENNUSA, hey, down to the inside of Ronnie HIGGERSON, looking to take over 5th, and HIGGERSON, a little bit of a creative line there, trying to make the pass back. Great ride for GENNUSA today, looking for a pair of 5ths. 2 laps to go. One of the best rides of the year for him. Young rider coming through the Pro-Am ranks in this series. Should be his 3rd top 5 of the year, and his most consistent performance also. See WIENEN just measuring himself back there in 2nd. And HETRICK doing all he can do. Should be 7 wins in 11 races this year. We're back on board with RASTRELLI late in this one. Still using that outside through the sand like everybody wants to use, except Chad WIENEN when you're desperate in Moto 1. WIENEN will salvage points. With a lap to go, it's going to be another overall win for Joel HETRICK. And I've repeated it on every show this year. He won the first moto of the year at the Fly Racing Daytona Supercross, crashed in Moto 2 and finished 18th. Has not been able to dig himself out of that points deficit, despite what will be 7 overall wins this season. Hard to find an opening against Chad WIENEN. He's doing everything he can to get it. Big Panic Rev celebration. Let's talk to our winner.
Bike was working great. I made a few bike adjustments. Jay Goebel and Doug Roll worked on my bike nonstop, I mean all year realistically, and got it working awesome, and today it really showed. I mean, we had two 20-minute motos in brutal heat, rough track, tough to ride, and my bike worked great. DASA motor hooked up awesome, and pulled me out of the gate amazing. Maxxis tires. It was just a perfect weekend. I won one, and I gained some points finally. Haven't done that in a few races, so I'm pumped on that, and I'm ready for Soaring Eagle. We got another 2 motos to go, and hopefully I can do it again.
My Yamaha is working good, and I got stuck with Rastrelli there, and I think I was 15th in that position, and I just knew that I had a long way to go until the race just started, and I calmed myself down a little bit, and I just started picking guys off one at a time, and I rode it to a second place that first moto and really salvaged a lot of points, and was feeling good coming into Moto 2, and I just rode it home in second. I just knew that today was a big points day, a big salvage points day, and we're just winning these races. Is big for us, but this championship is more important, and we're going into the next round 16 points up, and we're just gonna play her cool, and hopefully get a win at the end of the year, and just ride clean and ride it home to try and get a 5th straight championship.
Got a great start, first moto, and was able to pull off a 3rd place finish, and brought that momentum into the second moto. Second moto, I was able to get the hole shot, second hole shot of the year, and WIENEN got by me right away, and he's got a little more speed than me. And, my teammate HETRICK was kind of close right behind and passed me too, and stayed there for a while, and then had a good battle with Rastrelli. Pretty much the rest of the moto, he was able to get by, and then kind of closed in on him, and I didn't want to make a mistake. I knew I had 3rd overall, so just played it safe, took 4th in the second moto, and got 3rd overall, and pretty pumped, and hopefully bring this momentum to the next round.
Awesome to see fresh blood like that up on the podium, mixing it up. And you still have the veterans, John NATALIE out front early in Moto 1. It's your AMSOIL race recap. You see the tangle up that cost your champion WIENEN big time, but he came all the way back to finish the Moto in second behind HETRICK, who took the lead early and checked out. AMSOIL race recap Moto 2. HAAGSMA, the whole shot, quick pass by WIENEN, trying to get away. But the pace that Joel HETRICK had here was a bit much, and the champ, I think, wisely backed it down and said, I will take my 2-2 today and hold the points lead. Another win for HETRICK. 1 race remains, and one of these 2 will be your champion. For everyone at RacerTV, I'm Jason Wygant. Thanks for watching.